I think that Ryan Laukat is actually responsible for me always looking under the inserts, right? Dear viewers, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Hey everyone, this is Attackers, and today I'm really excited to unbox the newest, the latest Ryan Laukat game, Above and Below Haunted. Long-time fans of this channel, or long-time viewers of this channel, may know that I'm a huge Ryan Laukat fan. I also own the original Above and Below in German, but that doesn't matter too much because the components are language neutral, and I do have a digital version of the English adventure book. And now this is the sequel. Now I've heard the first voices that this is actually better, but that's not all, because I supported that on GameFound. I don't only have that. I also have like all the other stuff there. So I do have the stretch gold box here. There are like wooden components in there and things like that. So that is really cool. Then we also have like the first player marker here, the rubyfish statue, also very cool. And I also added this to my pledge. This is the treasure chest for the original Above and Below. And this has like wooden components and stuff, and also the solo mode. Yes, this has a solo mode and also the original now. And I'm really excited to see if the solo mode is good, because like I really love Above and Below, but it doesn't hit the table too often because people often want to play other games with me, right? But now that these have solo modes, oh, this changes a lot. So grab yourself a cup of tea and let's do this. All right, there we go. All right, so let's just start with the most important thing first, with the game itself. Yeah, really cool. Just the artwork is just amazing again. Just Ryan Laukat just knows how to design games. You see like these little ghosts here in the background already. Looking forward to that because, yeah, this time everything is haunted. Looking forward to that. There are like a few new mechanisms in here. I've heard that it's a little bit more streamlined. It's just like all around better than the original Above and Below, but also a bit more complex. And that's why having like solo modes for both and also having both games is quite good, because the original is a little bit easier to get into. This one is a bit more streamlined, has more stuff to do. Looking forward to that. All right, so what we're essentially doing, we're like building a village, and we have like buildings we can build at the top of the village, but we can also explore the underground caves where like all the story bits come into play. And whenever you are able to explore something in the caves, then you can also build there, which is really cool. So yeah, let's just see. This is for 2 to 4 players, it says, but I'm 100% sure that this is also for this also has a solo mode. I think this is in the stretch goals box. I think in here is the solo mode. That's why it says 2 to 4 players, but that's not true if you have the solo mode there. Ages 8 and up, and 60 to 90 minutes. So it kind of sounds like the original in terms of playtime as well. All right, yeah, that's really, oh, it's so beautiful. So let's just open this up. Alrighty, and put that aside. So let's see what we have here. So we have the storybook, of course. I will not spoil that too much, but oh, this one's a little bit dented, but okay, well, I will have to survive that. The storybook. So we don't want to spoil too much, but as you can see here, don't look at anything here, but you see like numbers and texts here, right? So whenever like a number is referenced on the building on the cave cards, then you can just explore here. So we will not spoil anything anymore, but there are like loads of these stories here. Very cool. Okay, nice. Then we have the rulebook. Let's look at that first, or like almost first. All right, so we do have a little bit of story. We do have all the components here. Like the components we see here are very cool, but we will have like wooden components. So that is really nice. Like these pearl tokens, for example. I think we have these made from wood and some other tokens as well. Okay, then the setup of the game. Let me check that. It looks quite similar actually to the original. You are putting buildings here that you are trying to get at the end. Then you have your player board, the player boards here, right, where you put your villagers. Also with the three sections here, it looks pretty much similar to the original. Okay, that's good. That means I can probably get into it quite easily. And then playing the game. Player actions, even the rulebook looks similar. And like these symbols here look a little bit different, but you still have explore and build action, banish action, that was new, right? We don't have that yet. Hire action and labor action. So pretty much like everything's the same, but we have the banish action now, which is new. Alrighty, very cool. I like that. And then build, banish, hire, labor, free actions, put something for sale. It's pretty much everything is almost the same. Very cool. I actually don't mind that. I was like kind of afraid this would be a completely different game. And I'll be excited to see if the original Above and Below still like has a place in my collection after I've played this one here. But it will be cool because I really like it. Other rules, game end. Then like all these symbols, and at the end we have an index like at the back and how around looks like. Okay, sure, fair enough. Then here we have the new player boards. I would have to open that up. Can I do it without a knife? Yeah, I can. I can. That is great. Let me just open this up. There we go. Alrighty, so here we have the player boards. These are the player boards here. And they look pretty much like similar like the original, a little bit nicer. I like this style a little bit more. Oh, nice. Very cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. And we have like 4 player colors here. I think the same player colors as in the original. And this is like the board you put in the middle. And this one looks different. This one looks different because the old board was bigger, I think, as well. And it had like this track was like going down like the caves. There's not the caves anymore. This looks very different here. Ah, that's with the torch that was like on such a track. So it's different. Okay. But it looks very cool. Alright, so and here we have like all the tokens. If you have already like have them punched out automatically. So yeah, very nice. Nice thick tokens. They have linen finish, they have like great quality, great artwork as well as usual. Like I love Ryan Laucat's artwork, but I'm a fanboy anyway, right? So far, there has not been one Ryan Laukat game I don't like. At least enjoy, right? But a lot of them I love. Okay. By the way, I almost own all Ryan Laukat games. No, not quite all of them, but some of them I haven't played yet that I own. So, but I will do that. I've planned that for the end of July. I'm actually meeting up with a friend of mine, and we are like playing through all the Ryan Laukat games that I haven't played yet. So yeah, we have new resources here. These I think it doesn't make a difference like which resource we have. This one has a more Japanese style theme, right? So that means of course we have different resources here, right? But in essence, you will still, I'm sure, you will still put your resources down here at the bottom, and for the right you put them. The more stuff you get for that. So that's still what I think it is. Alrighty, very cool. This looks nice. Yeah, looking forward to checking that out. Very nice. Oh, we have a cat there, and oh, look at that. That cat bear kind of thing. Very nice. Okay, let me also put that here. So we have like more of these villages here. They belong in here, but actually I think there are a few that I already know. I think this one I already know. From the original Above Below, maybe? I'm not sure. Okay. And then here we have like all the tokens and stuff. So yeah, that is like one of the money tokens. I think we don't need those because I think we have metal tokens for those in the stretch goal box. I think. So let's see. This was like a really easy back, right? Because I love the original already, and having a second one that has like more refined, streamlined, and extended gameplay, of course. Of course, I'd be all up for that. So let's just take all of that out. So here we have just regular cubes, right? Wooden cubes. I don't really take those out. They look nice. We have the most important component here. So let me just put this here to keep it safe, because that one is the most important one. And then we have like really cool dice. Look at how square these are, right? They actually have like sharp edges here. This is really cool. These look nice. These look amazing. They're made from wood, by the way, right? They're really wooden dice with like the red pips. Ooh, these look great. I wouldn't mind having more of those just for my print and play games, right? Yeah, these look really cool. I love those and they feel nice. These dice are great. Okay. I have to figure out if I can like get those. Just like that. Okay, and then here we have like the ghosts. I don't know what these do. Somehow Ryan Laukat has a thing lately for like ghosts and zombies and stuff, right? Because in Creature Caravan there were zombies. Here now we have ghosts that look amazing. Look at the silk screen here. With the silver touch here. on both sides. You can see how shiny this is, right? When the light reflects here. Amazing. These look and feel great. And I don't know, maybe they have a similar function to the zombies in Fisher Caravan, where you have to fight them and here you have to banish them. This seems to be like a new thing for him, I think. Alright, and then here we have like cards. Let's take a look at those. I can already see like the Asian theme shining through here. I think that is this is supposed to be like a Japanese theme, which is cool. I'm always up for that. It's a culture that I really enjoy, and one that I'm really interested in. And oh, these feel really great. These feel amazing. Giant moth. But we have no images here. Oh, that's a shame. Quest. Oh, okay, these are quests. Okay, this is like, what are these? These are cards that I don't know. Something like that hasn't been in the original, so I don't know what that is. Okula Endo, an ancient Arzium device. Okay. And these are numbered. I have no idea. This is like the starting player card, but we all actually have an amazing starting player token, which we will take a look at in just a moment. Alright, then here we have the building cards. I think these are the ones for the top. Let's just open this pack and find out. These are the key cards here. These are actually put like in the middle for endgame. And these are regular cards. So you see here, up here, these are the buildings at the top, right? That you can build right on land, on the grass, right? And the artwork looks really nice again. Although there are a lot of duplicates here, but still very nice artwork here. And then there are buildings that you build in the caves. And I guess these are the caves here. And this is like done pretty well, because when you say, okay, yeah, I want to explore a cave card, then you draw one, and then you roll the die, and then it says like here which number in the adventure book, what we just saw, like the book of stories, you need to read, and then you go through that, right? And then you have to make decisions, you have to do skill checks, these kind of things, right? And these are like all the cave cards here that you can explore, and then these are the cave buildings, right? So these you can also purchase and then build, but only if you have explored a cave card before, right? That is really, really nice. Okay, yeah, this looks good. Looking forward to checking all of that out. And another villager that has been lost here a little bit. Oh, I know this guy as well. I know this guy. I know from which game, because, well, that's the issue. That's the problem when you have like too many Ryan Laukat games, right? That you start not really knowing where you know that fella from. All right, so let us close this one here. That's like pretty much everything from the base game. I haven't looked at the insert. Oh, yeah, right. I haven't looked at the insert. We still need to do that, because sometimes there can be something there. And there had been a Ryan Laukat game with something under the insert, actually, right? I think that was Megaland or Above and Below. Let's see. No, nothing here. That's a shame. Because I think that Ryan Laukat is actually responsible for me always looking under the inserts, right? Yeah, nothing there. But I know there was a game where there was something under the insert, and I'm almost 100% sure it was a Ryan Laukat game. Yeah, I think it was either in Megaland, and there were promo cards for Above and Below, or the other way around. I'm not quite sure. But not here. All right, the next thing that we have is this first player token, this rubyfish statue, which is actually painted, right? Like not painted, but it's like red. So you could add this to your pledge, but if you followed the project or backed it within a certain time frame or whatever, you could actually get this for free. And this one looks amazing. Check this out. Ooh, this one looks great. You can put it on your finger and just do a little bit of roleplay then. Dear viewers, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. So yeah, very cool. Nice. It's very beautiful. Very pretty. And you see like all these runic, all these symbols down here in the Arzium language. Very nice. Oh, this one is great. That's a great first player token. That's a really great one. So we don't need that first player card anymore. And also we don't need a lot of other components, because we do have that stretch goal box. And I think it's kind of cool that you just turn it over and it's just the same image, right? Oh no, it says there what it includes. Metal coins, wooden boats, but well, you know what? Let's not spoil too much. Let's just check this out. So, ooh. This is going to be the most interesting thing because that's the solo mode here. So yeah, definitely want to check that out. So let's open these first here and see what's in here. Most important component ones, that is good. And then we have like all of these wooden components. So I think these are the player markers here. Look at these little torches, right? These you need for the torch track that you saw. And here is like the round counter, the little moon. All made from wood, and these look amazing. Oh man, this makes the game even nicer. Then here we have like these vase tokens, whatever these do. And I think, yeah, they are a little bit there, like the silk screen printing here as well. See it? Yeah, very nice. These look great. These look very nice. They're not as shiny, but they look really good. And they feel great as well. Then here, these are the pearl tokens, right? They are very bright, so you might not be able to see them too well on camera. Maybe like this a little bit, right? So they are like light yellow and have like little white bubbles. But even in reality, they're very, very light. You can hardly see what's on there. And then these boats. Oh, these look amazing. Look at these boats here. That is, oh, these look great. And they all have like a 6 on there. I don't know what these do, right? And a card, but these look really nice as well. They feel great as well. Nice. Very, very cool. All right. This is about the wooden components. Then here we have the metal coins right here. Very nice. They have like this this tree here on one side, and then they have like this symbol here, that sign on the other side. Very nice. These feel really good. These are the small ones, I guess, like the denomination of 1, and then you have like the larger ones, which is probably, oh, and then even larger ones. You can see them here, right? So these are probably 5 then, and these are 10s. Very nice. And what we also have is another one of the most important components, a few baggies. Then here we have more villagers. Very cool. Nice. These are starting villagers here. With alternate art. Yes. Okay. Nice. And then here we have like more villagers. Very cool. Nice. And it has like these stretch goal box instructions, so it kind of tells you like what's in here. And then here we have cards, and I think there are new building cards. Yeah, new building cards in here. See the key cards? There are new ones in here, but also we have the solo mode, and that is going to be like what is going to be most interesting for me, because now I can play these games solo. 1 villager, first action, bot rules. Yeah, okay, we have a bot. We really have a bot. It's like who's like building buildings and stuff like that. Okay, and these are like new building cards, I suppose. Yeah, these are 2 beds. Beds are very important for your villagers to be able to rest. Okay, yeah, nice. And these are the key cards then, the 2. Like 2 new key cards, which are the same actually. Okay. Yeah, this looks great. I'm looking forward to seeing like what all the changes are. Like these components like really elevate the game experience, and I think the other stretch goal box we will take a look at in just a moment, like the treasure chest, I think it's called, does the same for the original above and below. Let's just see. Very cool. I'm very impressed. All right, and then here we have the treasure chest with the same size as this one here, so I guess we will have similar things in here. That's for the original above and below. So yeah, look at this. So first of all, we again have like instructions here for the solo mode. We have coins again. I will take one out just because they look a little bit different. They have a slightly different design, which makes sense since we have a different theme in that game, right? So you see here that we have a different design here, right? This like looks more like a cabin, like a cave, but this one is still the same on this side. And then we have wooden components. We again have like these torches and the moon, right? We don't really need to take a look at those. We have already seen those. And then the most important component in here, instead of the boats, we instead have like different things here. We have first of all these barrels. These are actually a really cool resource. So these are double-sided, screen printed again, and look really nice. And then we also have these little potions here. I forgot how these were called. But with these, I think you could heal your villagers, if I'm not mistaken. So very cool as well. Also double-sided, screen printed. Very, very nice. And then we, of course, have also the solo mode here. And this one looks actually very similar, which is good. I mean, that's a good thing. If the solo mode works, then it works for both games, right? If it doesn't work, well, that's bad. But yeah, okay. So bot rules, 1 villager, same thing, pretty much. 0, 2, 3 villagers. So this is just a solo mode. There are no extra cards here. But I actually do have some promo cards above and below. They're already in that game. Okay, yeah, and that is pretty much it. So very excited to crack this open. I don't know if I will get to this week, but I hope so, because I'd really like to check out the solo mode and see how it is. I think I will try the solo mode with the new game first, because then I can do 2 things at once. First of all, I can check out the solo mode, of course, and if that is similar to the old game, fine. And also I can just check out the new game and see like what changes. I know the old game pretty well still, so I think I will get into it easily and can easily like say whether it's better, the same, or worse. Alright, well, and that concludes my unboxing of Above and Below Haunted, including the stretch goals, the first player marker, and also the treasure chest for the original. Thank you so much for sticking to the very end, and I hope you enjoyed this video. As usual, I want to thank you all for your support, especially I want to give a shout out to my generous patrons, and the biggest thanks go to Diagonal for supporting me at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that, I really appreciate it. You can also support me by watching, liking, and commenting on my videos, subscribing to my channel, supporting me on Patreon, and joining my Discord server to hang out with me and my amazing community. Alright, thank you so much for watching, I will see you in the very next video. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.